What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Mooch Life. Today's video, we are in the Ford Bronco Sport 2021. We bought this thing brand new. It's the Badlands edition, and today's video is 5 things I hate about the Ford Bronco Sport. Before we get into today's video, let's show you guys a few engine revs, maybe a little bit of a pull on the highway to show you guys what this 2-liter EcoBoost 4-cylinder is putting out. Let's go. Go ahead and put our GOAT mode into sport. That way we get better acceleration and it'll shift at a higher RPM. Now as we're cruising up to the highway, you can tell that the GoPro is up on the sunroof, got a nice downward angle. You can see those angulations on the hood, which make it look aggressive, those 2 humps on the driver and passenger side. And you can also tell it's a nice little angle to look at while you're driving in the cabin, as you can tell on the in-cabin camera here. So let's go ahead and jump on the highway and have a little fun. So we're gonna start around 60 miles an hour. Let's go ahead and mash the throttle and see what happens. Nice little acceleration there. Now can you hear that brake noise? That will be one of the things we talk about here in today's video. Let's go ahead and slow down one more time. .45, go. Bad for a 4-cylinder. All right, enough fun. Let's get into the negativity of the Ford Bronco Sport right here on Mooch Life. All right, we are at our destination. Let's go over 5 things that I do not like, hate, dislike about the Ford Bronco Sport. So we're going to start on the outside of the car here and come around to the back. The very first thing that we do not like about our new Ford Bronco Sport is the rear glass. There's a couple reasons we do not like it. The first being that it is a little bit short. It looks nice on the outside visually, but when you're inside the car, we can run in there real quick. Something that we're not fans of. But when you look into the rear view mirror, you can see there, when you're backing out and stuff, you got your rear view camera, which is nice, but when you come to the mirror, which you should be using your mirror too, don't be relying just on your rear view camera. The window glass seems short, so you feel like you have decreased visibility there. So that's the first thing. And along with that, there's actually another thing that we don't like, and that is this rinky-dink windshield wiper. It's tiny. Whenever it does its sweep, it only does like 30% of the windshield. I can actually show you guys that here in a second, but just to explain it, because of the short stature up and down, the wiper blade can't really be too much longer, because if it is, then you're going to run into the blade hitting up into the 3rd brake light, into the roof line there. So let me go ahead and show you that. Now when we get back in the car, to activate the back windshield wiper, if you can see that there, a little Tupac there. The rear wiper, sheesh, turn the AC off real quick, sorry guys. The rear wiper is actually activated by this little knob right here, and I don't mind it, but my wife is not a fan. So you flick it up, it's intermittent, and then there's low and high. So let's go out there and show you guys the action. And there it is. Now there's a little bit of dust on the window, so I guess that helps you see it better. I don't know with the glare if you can or not, but as you can tell, there's not much coverage there. Now it is enough to see out when you're looking in your rear view mirror, but like the line for the windshield wiper that's cleaning is like right here. You got all this window to the left of it. The driver's seat's here. It's not even wiping away behind you directly, so you only get this tiny bit of a middle, you know, section to enjoy a clear, visible rear mirror. So we'll go ahead and turn that off. The second thing we don't like about our Ford Bronco Sport is actually in the cabin as well, and it is the steering wheel. This one kind of bothers me. It kind of bothers my wife a little bit more, but the first thing is that the actual size, the diameter of the grip is a little bit small. Now I feel like it's just almost perfect, but it could be just a tiny bit thicker. This particular steering wheel is wrapped in what seems to be like a rubber composite. I don't know that they call this, I don't know if this is the leather steering wheel or not. There's an option for the leather wrapped steering wheel. I mean, this kind of feels like a rubber vibe, so I don't think it's the leather wrapped option, even though this is a highly equipped model. The other part of the steering wheel that I don't like is the cruise control buttons, how it's laid out here. You know, turning it on, you have to reach across here to turn the cruise control on. I feel like turning the cruise control on should be here. This button here is the one you activate for the adaptive cruise. On the dash, it will show you like little silver bricks, if you will. Let me see if I can turn that on while the car's off. I'm not sure if it'll let you or not. Okay, so right there, let me zoom in. There's these little panels, and when you hit it, one deletes, another one, you hit it, it activates all of them, and as you hit them, they decrease in size. And what that's telling you is that whenever you get too close to a vehicle, it keeps that distance with the adaptive cruise control, so you can say, oh, I want to get real close to the car in front of me. And then when the camera detects a vehicle in front of you, it'll actually show a picture of a Ford Bronco in the middle of that, like that's supposed to be the road. So it's kind of neat, but I just wish that these two buttons here were flip-flopped. That way you can just be on the steering wheel and go boom, cruise control on, instead of across. So that's the one part of the steering wheel I don't like. My wife, Tootie, she just hates the size of it. She thinks the whole diameter is a little bit small. So she wishes it actually was like higher the whole way around like this. And then I wish the grip was just a teeny bit thicker. Overall, it's not a bad wheel. It just kind of feels kind of wimpish in your hand. The fabric here, this like rubberized substance, it has like a squishiness to it a little bit, which I don't mind. But my wife, I don't even know what she thinks of that. So the second thing we do not like is the steering wheel. We're going to go outside for the third thing we don't like about this vehicle, and that would be the tires. They have these awesome Pirelli Scorpions on here, which would be considered a nice brand of tire. It seems to grip well, it does what it's supposed to do, but what we do not like about them is the fact that they are 225s. I think you can get one size bigger. The off-road type tire that is an option for these cars that we don't have are, I believe, 235s. I'm not 100% sure. But when you look at them at certain angles, which I'll show you here, come down like so, is like, look how narrow for like what you would consider an off-road SUV. It has like such a narrowness to it with the 225s. So that's not desirable, you know, when you're kind of looking at the entire, you know, stature of the vehicle per se. It gives you kind of like a nice beefy off-roady type vibe, and then you get to these 225 tires and you go, well, that screams grocery getter. Let me actually start the car real quick, and then I'll turn the wheel to the left. That way you can really see the tire here. So check it out. I don't know what you guys think. Leave a comment below. Let me back off. Do those tires do this vehicle justice? I do not think so. Some people may, some people won't. Now online, I have seen where somebody put 245 off-road tires on here. I don't know what rim size it was, and they said they barely fit, but they did fit, and you can articulate the wheel left and right all the way without rubbing. But as you can tell in here, it's pretty close already with those 225s. So you get a little bit wider. Well, I guess you have to come in here to really appreciate that more. It's hard to see, but you know, so we're kind of wondering if you go off-road with the bigger tires, bigger than suggested from factory, these 245s, it'll look cooler, but will you start to kind of rub the tire against this felt liner within the wheel wells when you start articulating some big bumps and stuff? Will the top part of the tire smack up against the top part of the wheel well? You know, it's kind of snug. There's not a lot of room to work with there. So you're kind of in the ballpark of, should you put a lift on this thing before you put bigger tires on it? The fourth thing that we don't like about the Ford Bronco Sport is the ride height. That kind of coincides with the tires. A bigger tire, a taller tire will give you that stance, but same thing, we have to watch how much clearance we have within that wheel well to achieve that. But my wife, her vehicle before this was a Dodge Nitro, which it's not technically the same class. That's a full-size SUV, and this is technically a compact SUV. But she notices that tremendously when she goes to step into the vehicle. It's not that much of a height to get there, so she just kind of steps right into it, almost like it's a car. It's taller than a car, but barely. And her old vehicle, the Nitro, it was a taller jump into the vehicle, and the seat ride height is lower in this, so she tends to want to put her seat all the way as high as it goes with the adjustable seat electronics there. But when she does so and she elevates her seat all the way up, her head gets close to the ceiling, and she doesn't mind it, but I do, so I leave it low. So it kind of has a ride height similar, more so to like a big car, like maybe like a Cadillac or something, versus, you know, a full-size SUV, or maybe you're like 4 to 5 inches difference. So she just kind of gets it feels like a small vehicle vibes when she's in it, and she wants it to feel more like a Wrangler per se, or like a 4Runner, and it doesn't. It feels smaller when you're in it. It feels small when you're driving it. So that is the fourth thing we do not like about the Ford Bronco Sport. So the last thing that I want to talk about, number 5, the fifth thing that we do not like about the Ford Bronco Sport is the brakes. If you heard in the clip, I'm going to play it again right now. I don't know when I edit the video clips if you can hear it, but when I did that highway pull and I hit the brakes, there was a pulsation. Nice little acceleration there. Now can you hear that brake noise? That will be one of the things we talk about here in today's video. For some reason, we didn't notice this when we bought it, maybe like a month after we got the vehicle, that whenever you brake like medium pressure or more, or any brake pressure at all when the vehicle is going on a downhill grade, there is a pulsation in the brakes. Obviously, that's probably not normal. There actually is a recall on the brakes for the Ford Bronco Sports, but there's a difference with the brake setups in these, where there's one version where it's like all mechanical with a brake booster, then there's like an electronic version that like uses the computer to help adjust the brake sensitivity and feel, and apparently it's like the more generic version, the more mechanical version, that actually had the recall on the brake system, something to do with the brake lines. And this is not that version. This Badlands trim that's almost fully decked out with every option you can imagine actually has 0 recalls at this point. But having said that, that doesn't mean that there won't be in the future, and that other Badlands Bronco Sport owners aren't having the same type of brake problems. So having said all that, we got a brake issue that we're probably going to go to service about. That's the worst thing that we hate about this vehicle, is that it only has a few thousand miles on it, and we're already going to have to call the dealership to see about some warranty work. I don't know if something is like the brakes and the rotors aren't like on there exactly flush, or there's a bolt loose or something weird where like maybe it's an easy fix, but It's like in a brand new vehicle, the brake pads obviously are brand new. I don't know if something's just wishy-washy and it needs adjusted. So we'll probably just wait till we need our first oil change. And then when we make an appointment for that, we're gonna also tell them that they need to check the brake system, because we are taking this vehicle on vacation pretty soon. And we're gonna be filming a lot of videos while we're at this national park. You guys are coming along. We'll do some Bronco videos and some vacation vlogs I do as well. So that'll be cool. And that is pretty much it. Any comments about the vehicle, any questions you have, please drop them in the comments below. I love answering your guys' questions about the vehicle. It has been a great vehicle for us thus far, minus that brake issue and a couple little things that I mentioned in this video. Having said that, no vehicle is perfect. No vehicle is perfect. You're always going to find things you don't like about them. And that is it. 5 things that we don't like about the Ford Bronco Sport. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. I do different playlists on my channel. I got a Camaro, a Silverado. I do cooking videos. Me and my wife vacation and travel a lot. Different things like that. So if you're liking the Ford Bronco Sport videos, please leave a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Like the video, share it with your friends. If you're thinking about buying one of these, please reach out. All the questions you want. My Instagram, Mooch8786. TikTok, Mooch8786. They'll show up down here. I'll link some other Ford Bronco Sport videos up there, and that's it. So hopefully these videos are showing you some entertaining and learning opportunities about this vehicle, and there's more to come, so stay tuned. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm Mooch. This is Mooch Life. Peace out.